So YouTube's too many choices. Back with a quick video today about my AKP, the good, the bad, the ugly, and what I like and don't like about it. So finally got out to the range. I could not find my old side adjustment tool, so I had to wait till I found a new one. Purchased one off Amazon, came pretty quick. Speaking of the side adjustment, first things with it, it did not have any malfunctions, but once I got to the range and started adjusting it, the front sight post was actually loose. Whoever put this thing together, you know how the front sight post has split legs? Whoever put it together, the legs were squeezed too tight together, so the actual front sight post itself would wiggle in there. Just found that out when I got to the range. So I took a screwdriver and widened the two legs, and now it no longer has that wiggle. But that was the first issue. That is a fitment issue that I came across with the PSA AKP. The second issue that I've come across, as you can see, the Wasser 12 is back there. Wasser 10, sorry, is back there. It does not have any wobble in the gas tube. This one, you can probably hear that, has substantial shifting in the gas tube, but did not cause any malfunctions. So that's the second fitment issue I came across with this brand new gun. The third issue that I came across was the actual gas tube lever. This lever that locks the gas tube in place is the reason that it wiggles like that, and the lever itself is actually loose. So I pulled it up and gave the lever a little small bend inward so that it would lock a little tighter. It is still fairly loose and can be rotated all the way forward, which is kind of weird, but it will kind of stay in that detent now. So those are the three main fitment issues that I ran into with this new gun. Other than that, there was one other issue, and it was with the magazine that it shipped with. That magazine will lock in just fine into this firearm, but it will not lock back into that AK. So when I purchased this, the day after, I looked back on the website and they had a deal for 10 magazines for the same, with the gun, for the same price that I purchased this one for. Now that I know that the magazines that they would have shipped wouldn't work in both AKs, I'm okay with not getting that deal, because those magazines would have been practically useless for both guns. So at least I have one magazine that will work in both. Well, will work in this one, and I have the rest of the magazines that I had for the initial AK that I bought back there. But let's see. Also, I am shit with these sights, so the top cover with the rail is a good thing. I will be throwing an optic on here eventually. I got it zeroed at the range, but like I said, the front sight was wiggly, so I'm not sure if I'm still on, because I had to pull the front sight post completely out. I eyeballed it to see where it was supposed to be, and then I screwed it back down to the same height. Now it has no wiggle, but I have to get back out to the range and confirm zero. So, but again, I'm not very good with these sights. I will be putting an optic on this eventually. People said they had trouble with the screw here loosening on their first range trip. I did not find that to be an issue. Mine is still tight. I checked it again when I got back here. I only fired like 150 rounds or so we'll see what happens from there, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it. We'll eventually mark it so I can see if it starts to back out or turn, but had no issue. I did already take a piece of pick rail and add a light. This light is not bad. It's a Streamlight ProTac Rail Mount 1, but it's a little bit bulky on an already heavy firearm. This thing with a fully loaded mag is 10 pounds even, and that's before I add any optic. So I will be taking this off and probably going with another TLR 1HL and putting that on this one as well. But besides that, I had zero malfunctions. The gassing was fine. It it's definitely, it feels like it's actually softer shooting than that one. It's probably because of the weight, but no issues with loading, ejecting, nothing. So it seems to be like I have a decent one so far. I only used Wolf Hollow Point and Full Metal Jacket ammo, but we will see what happens in the future. Coming along down to this side, the safety has a shelf so that you can activate and deactivate it with just one finger. It also came with the kind of little benefit, I guess, I'm not sure, of having the selector marked for all three positions. So safe, auto, semi. And some intrepid person might find a use for that. Just very, very kind of a cool little feature, I guess. It did not come with the Law Tactical folder, but since I wanted it to be a backpack gun, I added the Law. I took it off of the AR pistol and put the Sylvan folder back on that one. I also ordered a cheaper version of the Law folder for this one, then I'll switch it back over to where it belongs, because this doesn't need it to function. This will fire folded, whereas the AR needs the Law to function. So I'm going to put the more expensive unit back on that pistol once the cheaper unit comes for this one. But it also came with the SBA3, and it is a decent firearm since it had no malfunctions as far as I could tell. I can't stand AK sights, but I'm going to fix that soon. So, but I do love this little safety lever. It's loud as hell. It's an AK, but I mean, the fact that it came set with the little detent is a nice little feature also. Nice little Easter egg almost, I guess. Like I said, I added the pick rail. It came with the MOE grip. Could throw something in there, a bottle of oil, some cleaning stuff, whatever else may need to fit. The rail on the top seems like it's going to be fairly secure. And the only issues, like I said, were those three that I came across. This lever is slightly loose and still jiggles. The gas tube is not locked in like on the Wasser, and the front sight post was loose. So I also do not like this muzzle device. I will be removing that. This thing shoots ridiculous flames even in the daylight. First time shooting it, the flames are just way out here. So I will be attempting to find a good flash hider for this thing. But overall, very happy with the purchase. Fits inside of a bag, but that's just one thing that you need to know about PSA. If you pick up one of these firearms, you may end up with some fitment issues. Hopefully you'll just have fitment issues and nothing that actually takes the gun down, because I've seen some videos where people were having actual issues like soft ejection, undergassed, things like that. But this one seems to work, so I will be making some actual content about this eventually. It's just a little monster. It's a beast. It works, and it seems to fit what I wanted, which is a backpack gun that can fire folded, and it's a little on the heavy side, like I said, at 10 pounds loaded, whereas this firearm is 10 pounds and 6 ounces or 5 ounces with 70 rounds on it. And I mean, it comes with light, the EOTech, the backup sights, and the folder, and it's still just barely heavier than that thing without an optic. So, and 70 rounds. But it also, that one fires folded, whereas this one has to be straightened before you can fire it. So, advantages, disadvantages, also the gas piston versus gas impingement. But just wanted to show you guys my new backpack gun. So everybody have a good day. Keep your nose clean, stay safe out there. It's getting crazier. Deuce.